guys, today we are going to talk about the difference between natural keratin smoothing system and the express blowout. Both are part of the keratin complex smoothing system. So to first start off, we want to go over what exactly is keratin. Now if you guys are keratin certified with me, you already know, but just to recap for the guys that are not yet keratin certified, keratin is the primary protein that makes up the hair, skin, and nails, which is in all of the keratin complex treatments, in styling products and shampoos as well. The benefits and results from both of the treatments is it gives hair strength and elasticity. It will give you smooth, shiny, and frizz-free hair. It also cuts down blow drying time, and it makes the hair more manageable. So with the summer months coming, we're gonna have clients coming into the school and really wanting these keratin treatments. So this is about the best time to be talking about the differences between both of the benefits that the treatment can give you. To start off with the natural keratin smoothing system, it lasts up to 5 months. Post-washing period is 72 hours. Flat iron temperatures range from 380 to 400 degrees. With both treatments, you don't exceed over 400 degrees. Flat iron passes for the natural keratin smoothing system is 7 to 10 on each subsection. And you perform the service on dry hair. And you don't put it up, you don't clip it, you don't tuck it, no sunglasses on top of the head for 72 hours while you're waiting to wash the natural keratin smoothing system treatment out of the hair. So the client's going to leave the school or the salon with the treatment still on their hair, and then they wash it after 72 hours. And then express blowout is done a little bit differently, but first I want to really stress that both of the treatments are going to give you the exact same result, which is straighter hair, smoother hair, completely frizz-free hair. The only difference is the natural keratin smoothing system lasts up to 5 months, and the express blowout is only 4 to 6 weeks. So when talking about express blowout, the main difference is, as I just said, lasts 4 to 6 weeks. The post-washing period is only 8 hours. So during those 8 hours, you can't put your hair up, tuck it, no sunglasses on top of the head. So same protocol for natural keratin smoothing system, but this is less time in between. The flat iron temperatures are exactly the same. It's 380 to 400. And flat iron passes is only 2 to 4 on each subsection. So this is the main part that makes it the express. So instead of doing the 7 to 10 passes, you're shortening it with the 2 to 4. So I see a lot of stylists and students kind of getting confused on that. And instead of doing 2 to 4, they're doing 7 to 10. But if you're doing the full 7 to 10 passes, you're really not doing an express treatment. So 2 to 4 keeps it short and sweet. The client comes into the salon, they can be out within probably an hour, because this does not have a processing time. So with natural keratin smoothing system, it has about a 30-minute processing time under a cap, no heat necessary. Express blowout does not have a processing time. It gets blow dried directly into the hair once it's applied. You apply on towel dried hair, and then after you blow dry it 100%, you go in your flat iron with your 380 to 400 degrees and your 2 to 4 passes on each subsection. And then, so they can both be done on the same day as a color service, so I feel like a lot of students get confused on that as well. So if you do it the same day as color, that's great. It works as a color locking treatment. So both natural keratin smoothing system, EBO, both work together in the same, and they can actually lock in that color and make it even more vibrant if it's done on the same day. But if the client doesn't have time, they don't want to sit for that long, you can do it 2 weeks prior to the color service. And any of our keratin complex shampoos and conditioners and styling products can be used with any treatment. So whether you're using the regular keratin care shampoo, the color care shampoo, the blonde shell shampoo, or the timeless color shampoo, they go with any of the treatments within the line. It's super important to stress to your clients to purchase the shampoo that goes with the treatment, because again, all of our shampoos have the natural signature keratin protein in the treatment. So it's just going to prolong the treatment. As you see, I wrote it lasts up to 5 months. It'll last up to 4 to 6 weeks. It's really important to stress to your client that if they're not using the proper protocol for shampoos and styling products, their keratin is just going to wash right out of the hair. So we can't really guarantee that the treatment's gonna last as long as we say if they don't take care of the treatment in the proper way. So those are some of the differences and similarities between natural keratin smoothing system and express blowout. And I'm glad I could talk to you guys today about the differences. Hey guys, welcome back. In the previous video, I explained the difference between the natural keratin smoothing system and the express blowout. Today on the mannequin, I'm going to be demoing the express blowout treatment. First, you want to start off by clarifying. You clarify twice with the Keratin Complex Clarifying Shampoo, which is already done. And it's very important to understand that this treatment is done on towel dried hair. So I already let the first subsection down. It's about 1/4 inch. So you guys can see there. Usually I will do my subsections 1/4 inch to 1 inch wide, depending on the thickness of the client's hair. On her, we can do 1/4 inch. So now I'm going to take my express blowout. And I only put very little treatment on the brush, as you can see. You don't want to load up the brush with a ton of products because then that leads to oversaturation, which is very easily done on towel dried hair. So you want to apply the treatment about 1/4 inch away from the scalp. And my little trick of knowing how to do that is put your finger directly on the client's head, bend the hair over the finger. Where the hair first starts to bend over the finger, that's exactly 1/4 inch away from the scalp. So I'm going to take my treatment, put it on the hair, and then I'm going to take it and drag it through. You want to make sure the treatment goes all the way through. And then I'm going to take my comb, and I'm going to comb it through, and I'm going to do this after each section. As you can see, the hair does not look soaking wet. It looks damp and shiny, which is what we want to see. As we keep going throughout the treatment, the section is going to start to dry out a little bit on the ends. That's just because the ends are more porous. But don't worry, the keratin is still in the hair. My little trick to knowing is take the hair, reflect it up to the light, see where it's shining. That's how you know all of the keratin product is actually in the hair. So now I'm going to do my next subsection. Now I'm going to pick up my new section, comb this section. I like to leave my brush on top of the bowl instead of leaving my brush directly in the bowl because this helps not lead to oversaturation because the bristles are not going to be soaking up the treatment. So again, take my treatment, very little on the brush, and again apply 1/4 inch away from the scalp through to the ends. If you feel like you are not getting all the way to the ends, you can take a tiny bit more, the excess on the side of the bowl, and start from the mid-strand down. Some sections will be easier to saturate than others. And then again, take my comb and comb it through. And this is what proper saturation looks like for express blowout. It will look a little bit more damp than when you're doing the express blowout than when you're doing the natural keratin smoothing system because the NKST is done on completely dried hair. So the main difference when working with towel dried hair, you want to be very careful not to get too much product on the brush because then you can overload it up on the hair. So if that does happen, I'll show you what to do. So on this section, I'm going to purposely oversaturate it so I can show you guys how to fix oversaturation if it shall occur on your client. So I'm going to take my product on the brush. I'm going to purposely put too much on. So that's a ton of product. That is too much product on your brush. So if I were to take it and put it on the hair, you can see how wet it is. You can see it's actually getting on my gloves. It's all over the brush. It looks like her hair is soaking wet. A lot of the times, students and stylists get nervous. I'm not putting enough product on the hair. I'm not putting enough product on the hair. But if we did the whole head like this, she can't go home and wash and blow dry her hair right away. So she's gonna be stuck looking like a greasy mess for 8 hours, and she's not going to be very happy about it. And you're also gonna see flaking. So when you go in and blow dry and flat iron, this is gonna turn into flakes. And we don't wanna see any flaking when we are applying our keratin treatments. So if this is gonna happen, which it will, not a big deal, we just take our next section, and we're gonna take this section and the section below it, and we're gonna comb them together. What this is going to do is it's going to marry the two sections together and get all of the excess product onto our next section. So as you can see, I'm not even going to need to put any keratin on this section because by marrying the two together, I now have proper saturation where I need it. I could even probably let down the next section and see if I get enough product on that one. So I'm gonna do it just to see what we get. So I'm gonna take this section, comb it through to the sections below it. And after this section, I know I'm properly saturated because now it doesn't look like it's soaking wet. It looks damp, it looks shiny, but this is what it should look like when applying the express blowout treatment. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue applying her. We're gonna get her nice and saturated, and then I will come back and show you guys how to blow dry the treatment. After the blow dry, I'll show you guys how to flat iron. So now that she's fully saturated with the express blowout treatment on her hair, I'm going to go in and blow dry it immediately. And I'm going to use my blow dryer, my vet brush to go through and just kind of dry it to make sure I can get her 100% dry. So it's important to remember that express blowout does not have a 30-minute processing time, but the natural keratin smoothing system does. So no processing time, this one has a processing time. So I'm going to go with my blow dryer, I'm going to blow dry her 100%, and then I'm going to show you guys the flat iron. All right, so that's the blow dry. Very simple. You don't have to go in and round brush. Some stylists like to because they like to give it a little bit of volume, but keep in mind you are going to be flat ironing after, so it will decrease some of the volume. You can also, when we're flat iron, you can bevel the ends to make it look more of like a blowout. I'll show you how to do that as well. But I just went in with my paddle brush, and at the end I just went through with my fingers, just really stretching the hair out, pulling the hair, concentrator facing down the hair shaft, because you don't want to blow the cuticle open. That's very important. So now that we have the treatment in, we're beginning the sealing in process. So you wouldn't want to go against the grain of the cuticle and frizz her up again, because then it's just going to make it harder to smooth it out with a flat iron. So I'm going to go plug my flat iron in, get her all sectioned out, and I'll show you guys how to do the flat iron. So now that she is completely 100% blow dried, I'm going to go in with my Keratin Complex flat iron. We have them here at the school. It's super important that you guys use the actual Keratin Complex flat iron, because they have the plates with the technology to give you a consistent heat for every single pass. So it's not like one pass will get 400, the next will get 380, then it goes to 390. This will stay at 400 degrees as long as I need it to, and it won't shut off on me. So that's the great thing about using the actual Keratin Complex flat iron. So I'm gonna take the first section, same subsections that we took before, so same size and everything. I'm gonna take my comb. It's very important to use a graphite comb or a comb that is carbon and won't melt, because if you use a regular cutting comb, you're gonna melt your comb. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna tap it a couple times at the root. So I'm gonna do about 4 passes on her. So I'm gonna go tap, 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 and then I'm gonna drag it through and do my 4 passes. So I'm gonna tap a couple times, and then I'm gonna go in with my 4 passes. And I'm gonna bevel the ends, just so it looks like a nice blow dry, like that. So that way, if you bevel the ends, your client will leave. She'll have some lift at the root. She'll have a nice little curve at the ends. So she's gonna feel like she has an actual blowout instead of just hanging there stick straight. But if that's what she wants, I would also give her that as well. Some clients just like it super, super straight, no movement, but they will let you know that in consultation. Pick up my next section, anchor my comb, do my taps, and then go through with my 4 passes. It's also important to hold the flat iron 45 degrees off of the head, so it gives you a little bit of lift. So you can see she still has some lift, she still has her volume. It's not just like wah, completely straight. I find that a lot of my clients like the express blowout because you can do it more often than the natural keratin smoothing system, because it only lasts 4 to 6 weeks. So if my client wants to come in every 4 to 6 weeks and do this service with her root touch-up, it's a great add-on. And as you can see, as we flat iron in, the hair is smooth, it's shiny, it's completely frizz-free. And that's exactly what we want to see. If you still see some frizz, if your ends are opened up, you want to put the heat up on your flat iron. I'm flat ironing her with the hottest temperature, which is 400. You do not want to exceed 400 degrees with these treatments. So it's very important that we take our time when flat ironing. You don't want to rush through the flat ironing, because this is the most important part of any of our keratin services, because this is locking the treatment in and sealing it down. As you can see on that section, we saw a little bit of steam. That's okay. It's steam, it's not smoke. That's super important to mention to your clients because they tend to get a little bit of nervous when they see the steam coming up. Just tell them it's steam. We are flat ironing their hair on a pretty high temperature, but we're not burning it. If it was smoke, you would see it. It would be black, it would stay in the air. But the steam, it's already cleared off. So that's how we know that we are not burning the hair. And now you can see the hair is completely frizz-free, sealed down, and is shiny. So that's basically all that you do for the flat ironing portion. After the flat ironing portion, your client will have a nice, sleek, and smooth style. She's gonna leave her hair completely down for 8 hours. Again, no tucking, no clipping, no ponytail holders. I even say try to stay away from scrunchies and definitely stay away from bobby pins. Any of that stuff, if it is done during the hours that the treatment is still on the hair, it's going to create a permanent crease in the hair, and it's going to stay in the hair until the actual keratin fades out. So if she went home, put her hair in a ponytail, and created that bump that we get when we take our ponytails out, that ponytail bump will stay in her hair, and she'll have to flat iron it every time she washes her hair for 4 to 6 weeks, or for however long the keratin stays in her hair. So that's it for the express blowout treatment. There is going to be a questionnaire that follows this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I can't wait to have you guys back in the academy and we can be doing some express blowouts for our clients.